We know that when students go off to college, we need them to be better prepared than they sometimes are. And the best preparation is for them to challenge themselves, or for their high schools to challenge them while they're in high school, building up their competencies and their skill sets for when they arrive on college campuses.
There are no longer really jobs at our company that are strictly clerical. Just about every position in the company requires analytical and communication skills.
And it's not the same as in maybe the past where there's long apprenticeships or time spent on the job. We really expect people to come out and be able to add value immediately.
What's going to set you apart from those other students applying to schools, applying to jobs? There's a lot of really solid students out there, but what's setting you apart? The transcript is going to be the ticket. That is still the #1 thing when you're looking at colleges that they're going to judge you on.
You can have a high GPA taking very easy courses. It's really, I would rather see, and I think most educators would rather see, somebody with a B in a very hard course than an A in an easy course. And trust me, admissions officers know how to read transcripts.
New Hampshire Scholars is really a program around the core curriculum. So it focuses on math, science, lab-based sciences, but also 4 years of English.
And what's nice about the Scholars Program, the New Hampshire Scholars Program, is the way that we bring the business community into the discussion with the academic community. And it really serves to support that dual structure.
Businesses are a key essential part of it. I think, obviously this State Scholar Initiative came about because there was a need.
The businesses in the community that we become involved with, or that students get involved with, really help us teach the students a lot of responsibility. They can help us increase our attendance because we can relate work hours to school hours, and how are those the same, and why is it important to be in school just the same as it's important to be at a job.
So we do this in a lot of different ways, whether it's providing internships for local kids, whether it's going and speaking at their schools, or whether it's just trying to pick a few and mentoring them and getting them exposure to what real work life is about.
When a student is mentored by a business leader, they can see, and here's the key point, they can see the relevance for what they're doing. Many people aren't going to be designing bridges, I understand that, and so they don't necessarily know why they're taking geometry, for example.
And the ability for the students to learn from somebody who might have had to have a real life problem in science or math and say, hey, this is important to us in work, is really helpful for them to stick with the project, to spend time really understanding the situation. And I think they start to realize that, hey, I might be able to use this in my career or in real life.
I got an opportunity over the summer where I'm going into nursing, and I got to actually work with some nurses in a healthcare facility.
Mentoring is the key, I think, to success in life.
Definitely when I was working with the nurses that I worked with, I felt like a lot of the classes that I had taken, they had a lot of relevancy to what we were doing there. And then it also helped too because a lot of the nurses, they had to communicate in ways that we learn in school.
Part of this is also inspiration as well. We need students to understand and hear from the business community what they expect, and to hold out the promise of what is possible when they're well educated. We are well past the day when simply having a high school degree could provide a source of a good living for one in one's family. We just know the data doesn't support that any longer.
And we also know from studies that 70% of our student population would have, in fact, taken more rigorous courses had they had a mentor to tell them that that was important.
We're preparing students for jobs that don't exist yet. So how do you prepare for that? You focus on the core.
I just feel like that I've taken that extra year of honors or that extra year of, a science or whatever, that it just puts me a little higher up in the application process.
So when we look at our high schools today, if you're a high school and you're not a New Hampshire State Scholar School, the question is why? Why would you not want to have this program in place? Why would you not want to have your students engaged in a rigorous, challenging core course of study? We know this course of study is the basis for success, and we're all invested in student success. So my hope is that every New Hampshire high school will become a New Hampshire State Scholar School.
I think it means a lot to the students to be recognized at the end, that even though they might not get different awards and honors provided by the school, they do get recognized at the state level, at the State House at the end of the year, and they get to add that as part of their resumes and all that sort of stuff, that they're a New Hampshire State Scholar and they've chosen a tough course load while they're here with us, and they've done well in prepared themselves for the work and college fields.
Oh, I definitely feel more prepared for college after taking all the courses that I've taken here.
It's hard to ensure that they're college ready. We want to make sure that they have the best foundation here as they leave us, and as they graduate in June, we want to know that they're going to be successful as they go on with whatever they choose.
So I think celebrating New Hampshire State Scholars with that message not only attacks the message, but really prepares kids for life after high school.
We're looking to hire New Hampshire scholars, and we think that our future lies in that program.